We're almost live. I think we were live and I couldn't see a feed, so that's why we're starting on a new link. So I'm just gonna start talking, and then little by little everybody will come in, and then Karen or Jackie, if you can see this, it would be great to have Jared drop the camera just a little bit, because we still have kind of too much real estate on top of me, and it'd be cool to kind of show the bowl and everything. So welcome in. If you don't know where you are, this is kind of a fun, informal, new thing that we're doing. We did it for Samhain and everybody had a good time. So we're like, let's do it for Yule. So this is our Yule Altar Decorating Party. And I'm Athena, the founder of Sage Goddess, and I decorate altars anyway. In fact, what I brought from home, I thought this would be really special. I actually brought my own. These are my own personal Yule tools, and we're gonna unbox together tonight. Is that fun? Are you excited? So literally, I haven't taken my own Yule altar apart yet because I was waiting for tonight, and I thought, you know, my house is kind of over decorated for Yule and Christmas, so I thought I'm gonna use my tools to decorate our collective altar here. So yeah, we'll adjust our camera so you can see what's going on. We're also going to blend incense tonight, the mother load of incense, which you will be able to get, and we ordered the sweetest, not even sweet, beautiful, this is the little paper thing that will come inside of it, little jars. And I'm going to give one jar away tonight, and then if you want this incense that I'm blending tonight, which it's incredible, we're going to blend it together, then you'll be able to purchase a jar of it at sagegoddess.com. And I'm really excited to show it to you. And then I think this is the oil blend I'm blending with. So if you guys can let Jared know, I just need I have all the herbs that we're putting together, but I do need the oils. It's kind of fun. You're coming in at it's a little behind the scenes. I know. Well, it is kind of the mother load bowl, but you know, when I make incense, I like to make a big batch, because an incense like this, we're only going to make it once. You know, this will be a limited edition Yule 2023, never to be made again, which I really like that. We've done limited edition, things like this before, and I think it's really cool to have something that will be made once and kind of never again. So welcome in. So yeah, I just need the TMSG, I just need the list of oils that are in the oil blend that's going into the incense. I have the herbs, and then just a little camera adjustment so that you guys can see more of what I'm doing down here. So we're going to decorate our altar first, and I want to say a little bit about Yule, because it's an important holiday. I'm going to move my nice bubble wrapped items. I just think it's kind of nice to be real and say, hey, these are actually my personal Yule tools. And so really happy that you're here tonight. It's also 12/12 tomorrow, as you know, and it's the new moon in Sagittarius, which is my moon, and Jupiter has stationed direct. So there's a lot of good luck energy around the next 24 hours. I hope you'll join me. I also hope you'll join me at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. That's 11:30 Eastern time and 4:30 UK time tomorrow. I will be live with our Crystalpedia United Kingdom launch with Hay House, who's my UK Commonwealth publisher of Crystalpedia. Isn't that exciting? So we're doing it nice and early on the west coast of the US, so that it's afternoon time for our UK friends and family. But you are welcome to join, and Karen will put the link up for you. How are you guys? It's great to see you. Yeah, while I'm waiting for Team SG and camera adjustments and all the things, it's nice just to chime in and tell you we'll be live at 5 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow with New Moon Ceremony. Really excited about that. Anybody have a Sun Moon Rising in Sagittarius? We bring the party, right? And so we're excited to have all of that energy. And then 12/12. 12 is a number of completion. There's 12 months in the year. There's 12 signs in the zodiac. So it's about cycle completion. Something is ending tomorrow and something's beginning. Remember, nothing ends without a new beginning. The universe doesn't recognize a vacuum. So nothing is ever destroyed and nothing is ever created. Think of the Ouroboros, right? The snake that eats its tail. So there's always this energy of beginnings and endings that loop on one another. So there's never like, oh, it's 12/12. Some people think it's not good luck. I always think of it as very good luck. Just because something is ending doesn't mean that there isn't a beautiful new beginning. Look how much Sag is in the feed. I love it. So yeah, let your friends know we're live for the next hour. I wasn't feeling very well earlier this afternoon, but I'm feeling better now. And so thank you for bringing your good, sweet energy to the ceremony too. Okay. Yeah, so Karen put up the link. Karen, it may be you who has to tell Jared about the notes for the perfume. Oh, thank you, Jared. I think he's here. The link for the new moon for tomorrow, the link also for the UK Crystalpedia launch is available to you as well. And like I said, we'd love to have you join. It's the UK launch of the book, but it doesn't mean that domestic audiences can't come. So we would love to have you there. Yeah, just because I'm not going to decorate above my head.
No holiday lights today?
I know.
Okay, cool.
I think it's good. We'll use candles, which is more traditional for me for Yule. I kind of like it that way. So we're going to use a lot of candlelight. I want to tell you, like I said, bit by bit, we're going to unpackage my my own personal tools, which I brought to share with you today. But I want to start with a nice clearing of the space. Whenever we open a new space, how many of you decorate for Yule or Christmas or Hanukkah even? We're still in the Hanukkah window, so I want to wish you a happy Hanukkah if that's your tradition. Kwanzaa. What I love about this period of time in December is it's sacred to somebody. Everybody's celebrating something right now. So whether you're from the Jewish tradition or the Christian tradition, there is part of this time period that's sacred and holy to you, and I really love that. You can feel it in the air. In my practice, we call it Christ consciousness, which isn't necessarily a focus on Jesus Christ. It's a focus on the ascended masters, right? Who all kind of, for me, feel around me and connected to me at this time of year. So I do. Sharon does a minimalist decor. I'm a maximalist. I swear to God, can I tell you? You're going to think I'm crazy because I have a ruby tree and an emerald tree. I just finished sourcing everything for my sapphire tree. I know it's a little over the top. And can I tell you the story behind it? Since it's kind of Yule-ish while we clear the energy. So I wasn't going to do a sapphire tree. It's my favorite stone in the world, sapphire. Was not going to do a sapphire tree. In fact, all these years I've kind of resisted it. And this year, it's been a heavy year, so I wasn't going to do anything new this year. I was like, I'm going to let everything I have be what I have for this year. So I really didn't add anything to my holiday decor. I always do one annual item addition, like one annual ornament per year. So that, like my tree, my main tree, which is the ruby tree, the red one, it grows and the kids remember the ornaments, and all of their ornaments are on the tree. So it's kind of like the family tree. So I'm on Facebook last night and I'm in a mom's group. The mom's groups are trouble. It's my local neighborhood group. And this woman posts, you can post anything you have for sale. And when I'm late at night, it's a swap and shop, and I just kind of love to go in there and see what people are offering. And this incredible woman who I never met before posts this whole treasure trove of indigo sapphire colored ornaments that have been in her family for a long time and at a crazy price. So I was like, you know what? I think this is the sign from the universe that I'm finally supposed to have a sapphire tree. So I got myself on deep discount today an indigo colored tree, and I'm going to decorate my sapphire tree for Yule this year, and using her family ornaments, which I think is really cool. They're getting a whole new life. She was like, oh, my family has decided to move in a different direction. We're not using these ornaments anymore. And I thought, how cool is that? And some of them have these little tiny forget-me-nots on them. And then I got these. I like to put picks in my tree. I'm very specific about how to decorate a tree. I mean, neurotically so. But I learned from a tree designer. I got these picks that have blueberries on them to go in my sapphire tree, so I'm really excited. I'll go live and show you when I'm doing it. So the sapphire tree has been born because of this lady in my swap and shop mom's group and the ornaments that I went and picked up on her doorstep today. No less. She left them for me when she went to work today, so. Oh, goodness. I was waiting for a sign. You're a maximalist too. My thing is, if you're going to do something, go big or go home. I don't like small anything. I don't like small jewelry. I'm a very small person. People at the book signing last week at Williams Sonoma kept saying, "You're so small." I'm a very like compact human being. But I like everything big in my life. So maybe it's because I'm so short I compensate. I'm telling you, it's going to be really pretty. And I love that it's starting with someone's discards. You know, I'm giving her family ornaments a whole new life. Okay. Now, Yule. Can we talk about Yule for a second? Yule, December 21st. It is the winter solstice. I want to say a couple things about this really briefly. I don't want to go on and on about it because you can read about Yule online, but I want to talk about why it's important to me. This is my least favorite night of the year. I'm being completely honest with you. It's the longest night of the year. I am a summer baby. Summer solstice is my favorite night of the year. It's the longest day of the year. So there's very little darkness. That's what I like. No me gusta when the sun is already set at 4 o'clock and I feel like I should be in bed by 6:30. So I'm not a winter solstice person. The only redeeming quality it has, there's a couple of redeeming qualities for me, okay? It brings this deep spiritual presence to it that I call Christ consciousness. You can call it whatever you want to. It doesn't really matter what you call it. Everybody in the world is drawing within and honoring their creator in some way at this time of year, so that's really holy and sacred to me. I love that about it. I love Christmas. I really do. Everything about it. I love giving. So I'm not a receiver. Getting gifts is not what excites me. Giving gifts and wrapping gifts. I just love giving. And so I love the whole process of getting special things for people and wrapping them beautifully and putting them under the tree. I'm not somebody who does it last minute. I do it as I go. So there's already a lot of special things under my tree for special people in my life. So I love Christmas. I love Christmas morning. And then I love the chance to rest. You know, this is a time when people don't expect us to be overdoing and overcommitting to things. There's something really special about the deep rest. Other than that, I am not a Yule-tide person. But I think that there's so much beauty around this holiday and so many reasons to honor and respect it. Yule comes from the Old Norse Yule, Jul. And it really is an honoring of the Old Norse gods. And the season of winter. So you got to remember, the solstices are different from the equinoxes. Let's study Latin together for a minute. It's my favorite language. Solstice comes from the Latin sol sistere, which means sun, sol, standing still, sistere. Equinox comes from the Latin equi for equal and nox for night. So there's equal day and night on the equinoxes. That's why it's a 50-50 and nature's all in balance. Sol sistere means the sun stands longer in the sky depending on which point you're at. So in the southern hemisphere, it's the longest day. The sun is standing still the longest in the southern hemisphere on that day, and the sun is standing still for the least amount of time in the northern hemisphere. Does that make sense? I took you to Latin class for a minute. I used to teach it. It's still I always call it an occupational hazard. Okay? So that helps you remember. Is nature in balance right now? No, she absolutely is not. She's too dark in the north. She's too light in the south, but we love her anyway. And then we will work our way back to balance by the time we get to summer solstice or spring equinox and fall equinox in the north and the south. Okay? So we honor trees, we honor rest, we honor the going within. There's a lot of fires burned. You've heard of Yule logs before. People even make cakes that look like logs, or they'll cut holes in logs and put candles in it. So Jared was asking her about lights tonight. It's a more traditional pattern at Yule to use candlelight at Yule because that's what our ancestors had. But of course, a lot of us use LED lights and all kinds of other things at Christmas, and you're welcome to incorporate whatever you would love onto your altar for this evening, okay? Now that we've cleared the energy just a little bit, I want to set an intention. So my intention with this Yule altar is that bringing my beloved treasures from home, these are actually not things that have been on my altar here at the office before. They've always been on my altar at home. That bringing my treasures from home brings a little bit of my energy of home here and the energy of home to you. So if you're someone who doesn't feel at home right now, or you've been displaced this year, or we think about, I always try to keep it real. there are people who can't be home this year. Right? I mean, in different parts of the world, we've got all kinds of global conflict happening. There are people who are displaced. There are some of us missing people that we love around our table and in our homes and hearts this year. I'm one of them. So if home has been disrupted for you in any way, my intention tonight is that you feel a little bit home with me. Come on in. And we can be together in this moment of not necessarily feeling whole, right? It's wonderful to celebrate joy and beauty and all of these things, but sometimes we can't be home with the ones that we want to be with. And so what we learn through the course of our lifetime is how to create home for ourselves and home for other people. And I certainly try to do that here with you at Sage Goddess. Can that be our intention? And whatever other intentions you have, set them up, line them up, say it out loud, write it down. Cheers. Dr. Pepper cheers. Actually, this is Coke Zero cheers. I have one soda a day. It's my it's my vice. Judge me if you will. As one gets older, one must caffeinate. I was gonna make some tea, but it's been a busy day. Okay, aho, we have our intentions set for tonight. Now I'm just gonna start unpacking because I didn't pack this box with the intention of unpacking it live. So this could get weird for a minute, but whatever. This is meant to be kind of a party where you get to enjoy being in the space with me. So one of the things that represents Yule, first and foremost, are trees. And my mom loved herself a good bottle brush tree. Do you guys love these? These came from an artist on Etsy. They're quite a few years old, so I don't remember the shop name. I'm really sorry. If you love them and you want me to find out, I will look it up for you. Let's do weird. Let's do like not planned. If this was planned, it would all be sitting here like Martha Stewart, and I would go, and now I'm going to put my blue tree or whatever. Instead, I'm just like, well, what the F is in this box, everybody? Let's see. But I packed it last year, so I broad strokes know what's in the box, but it may not come out in the order in which it was planned for us to be together. So anyway, I did a couple different colors at the house because I thought it was, Yule can be such a dark holiday in terms of like not having a lot of light, do you know what I mean? Or having heaviness or grief in your spirit. And so I thought, let me do like multicolored bottle brush trees. So I'm going to pull them all out since they're right here on top, and then we'll place our trees. Of course, there's our purple one. I mean, it is my favorite color after all. Although I'll tell you, like that indigo blue is becoming my favorite color. I'm not really like a turquoise girl, but I really do like indigo blue. I think we're allowed to change our favorite color. One of my favorite people in the world, I don't know him personally, but my friend is his jeweler, RuPaul, one of his jewelers, said something, and I thought it was the coolest thing about color. So I'll share it with you because it inspired me. RuPaul said, how do you decide your favorite color? I would love to know your favorite color, by the way. He said, you decide your favorite color based on how it makes you feel. Like when I see purple, it makes me feel happy. For him, his favorite color is orange. Makes him feel happy. So whatever color it is, I have an orange one, a yellow one. They're different sizes too because I'm not a professional designer, but I kind of fancy myself an amateur interior designer. It's one of my passions. Like if I ever retired and could do a job I'm not officially trained for, I would decorate people's spaces. They probably wouldn't hire me because I'm not trained, but I would do it. And what I do know about design is balance, and then you need to have height. So that's why we have something here that kind of serves as a riser. Now sometimes, I'm going to tell you, see how there's two different heights here? This creates visual interest in your altar space. You can cover this, by the way. Like if I was doing something different, I could take a huge piece of velvet and kind of drape it over the whole thing and then layer the trees. But because it's Yule, I do kind of like the natural wood. Now, I do have a big piece of selenite right here, just giving you the basics. This is just a peacock velvet shawl We had a purple one up here earlier today, but that's what we used for Samhain, and I kind of wanted to switch up the colors because the colors of Yule tend to be in that green family. But you'll notice there's a lot of jewel tones in the cloth itself, and so it'll make the colors in my trees and other things pop. And I'm just checking the feed too. Okay, selenite is great to have on your altar for every holiday and every season because, why? Selenite instantly clears energy but doesn't need to be cleared. And the high holidays are big energy. I mean, you got to remember, what I love about these holidays in particular, you celebrated these holidays in your past lives. These holidays, Yule's been celebrated in one form or another, the winter solstice, for thousands of years that we have records for, right? Because the sun moves position in the sky. I got to post something I found from Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's my favorite physicist, probably yours too. I call him like the world's physicist because he's just such a good teacher. But he actually posted an image where it had the sun at sunset every day of the year, kind of tracking it, and it moves back and forth, right, between the equinox and the solstice and the equinox and the solstice. So this is a big energy holiday. Da da da. This is like the sapphire one. And then, yes, I have a red one. So I do have the whole chakra set of bottle brush trees. Okay, so you only need to see this tabletop. This tabletop down here you don't need to see right now. I will change cameras when we make incense, but right now you want to bring your vision right up here, which is why I have attention deficit disorder and I'm not going to lead you astray. So I will tell you that I do like to balance the candles. And so we have these were mine from before the kids were born, and Sage Goddess has kind of borrowed them over the years. So what I am going to do, because you've got the green in the altar cloth, you have the red in the beeswax candles, is I'm just going to light these to bring in the element of fire. Like I said, it's very traditional to light your candles at Yule. My rule is light your candles a few minutes every day. I know it gets busy. I have animals. I have a job. I have kids. I have all the things, right? You can still find a few minutes every day to light your candles. Candles create sacred space because they bring in the element of fire, and fire is the element of mutation and transformation. So it represents passion, it represents courage. Red is up. Watch me knock the thing over. Let me stabilize this on the holder really quick. By the way, to do that, to stabilize it, what you do is you light the bottom of your candle, let the wax drip and melt. And then you use the wax to glue itself to the holder. Magic trick. See that? I'm going to drip a little bit around the edges too. And then in it goes. So that way, even if you knock this thing over, it's not going to fall. Kind of makes it kid-proof. But anyway, I was going to say red is the color of success. And because we've got a new moon in Sag tomorrow, and Jupiter has stationed direct. That means that we have energies of good luck, vision and possibility. Pretty. That's a great place to begin, don't you think? And beeswax is, some of y'all are vegan and I love it. I'm here for it. I am not vegan. I love beeswax because beeswax itself represents leadership, right? You think of the formation of beeswax in the hexagonal shape. The 6 sides of the hexagon represent the principle of as above, so below. So it also creates divine balance and sort of structure in your sacred space design too. You can use flameless candles for sure, and I have some of those at home. I use those outside. So, and you know what I love? I don't know if you have these. I don't sell them, but you can find them on Amazon. And by the way, this is, for me, the best gift to give somebody is solar LED lighting for outside. So I have one of our old Sage Goddess lanterns on my patio outside my bedroom with solar LED lights. And every night when it gets dark, the solar LEDs turn on, and it just illuminates the space without the risk of candles. So if I don't know what to get somebody for Christmas as a gift, usually what I get them is solar lighting, because it's just like everybody loves it, and there's so many unique things. I I don't sell them at Sage Goddess because you can find them on Amazon, but there's so many unique, beautiful ones. Yeah, and I like what Luna just said. I'm trying to inspire you tonight, but use what you have. If you've been with me, Sage Goddess has been around for 12 and a half years. You got some stuff. I mean, somewhere along the way, didn't I get you like a candle or a perfume or something? By the way, and I am not trying to sell you on it because I think it's beautiful and we don't have a ton of them. Did you see the new Mary candle? Mary is really sacred to me in my practice. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. So I'm going to put my Mary candle up here too. It's so beautiful. These were new today. Your code is ELF for 28% off. I taught you how to say Hail Mary in Latin too. So anyway, love all those things. Love solar lights. It's an affordable gift. Like if you have a holiday thing at work and you can only spend $20, holy shit, solar LED is like the most fun thing to get somebody. Yeah, so whatever you have, this is your chance. Go get your box and unbox your box with me. I also have our old Yule candle. By old, I just mean it's not current. And I like to put candles on bases. So, oh, you know what would be pretty? Look at this, you guys. I'm really doing this in the moment with you. Look at our, if you have our Yule candle, look how pretty it looks on the chrysoprase base. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to light the bottom of the candle and I'm going to drip it down onto the chrysoprase bowl and drip, 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 so it will stay put and not budge. Because again, I don't know about you, but I have animals and God bless them. I don't mean to, especially my dog Paxton, who's 65 pounds of awkward love. He doesn't know how big he is, so he just like barrels into things. He literally, you can hear him come down the stairs like boom, 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 boom. He's just a big dude. So I have to have things that like don't really move around. And let me light my Yule candle too. So yeah, this is the candle I was burning last year, so it's kind of cool. I don't think everything needs to be new. That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of cool to carry the energy of the tools that you had last year and bring it into the new space. Why not? What else is in my bag of tricks? Well, let's see. Oh yeah. This was a gift from a friend of mine last year. It's resin, which I think is really pretty. It looks yellow, but it's actually kind of like aura-ish. So I think I'm going to put that in front. Again, just like think Festival of Lights if you celebrate the Jewish tradition. It's coming together. Now I did have another altar cloth here, and I'll just show this to you. I'm not going to use it this year because I wanted to go with the more of the jewel tone situation, but this was one I used last year. Because I also think of like, this is my old belly dance little hip scarf. So I collect these. They're all hand beaded, and you can't even buy stuff like this anymore. They don't make stuff like they used to, you know? But anyway, I also think of like the icy tones. I think of jewel tones with Yule, and then I think of icy tones too. Do you as well? So I'm going to keep that in my box, but yeah, those things come to mind as well. Icy colors. Now, some of these things I'm not going to work with because I don't have room for everything. Oh yeah. This is a Mazonite because I was doing that kind of icy color theme last year, but it kind of goes with the thematic. That was one of our, we had those before. I don't have them anymore, but it was an aura Mazonite flame. Kind of like that because I think of the holidays as like a time of telling people how much you love them, and you know, my favorite gift at the holidays, I always tell my kids, is a card. I'll tell that to you too. It's like sometimes customers will send gifts and I think it's so beautiful, but you know, the best gift you can give me as a word person is a little card that says, hey, like, you taught me this, or I appreciate that, or whatever. Like, I really sit with my cards and value them and keep them. This I'm also not gonna necessarily use this year, but it was going with my kind of icy theme from last year. I have quite a few other tools here, so let me see if there's anything else here I want to incorporate. No, I had 2 of those on my altar last year, so we'll leave those be for a minute. I think this is another amazonite. Ooh. Tis. So now I have balance, which I do appreciate balance. I like to have, this is again a designer principle. It is nice if you can have energies echoed on both sides, and it doesn't have to be the same thing. Like you'll notice like the Yule candle and the Merry candle are different sizes, and you can also bring your candles down lower. I default put candles up higher because of kids and animals. So if you are an adult in a house full of adults and you can put candles wherever you want, I think that's fantastic. Some of us have to be a little more careful. And then what I tend to put on the lower level are the things that young people and animals cannot screw up, which would be my bottle brush trees. So let me put my situation back. I thought I had a red tree. Didn't I have a red one? Oh, did something just disappear before my very eyes? That's okay. We have pink. So I kind of go rainbow order. Now you don't have to, but that's why I got alternating heights of my trees. So the pink one is a little bit taller than the orange one. And remember, heart chakra is always in the middle. So if you're like, which one needs to be the middle? It's the green, and I have 2 different kinds of colors of green. So I'm going to pull the pink one back just a little bit because I got to make room. Are you having fun? Is this fun to watch? I hope it's fun to watch. We think of it as a little party, kind of getting yourself ready for Yule. And do you see how the alternating heights create visual interest and depth? This is a big Mercury retrograde too because it's in Capricorn. I know. So it's asking you to look over finances and details. Boring. But you know, it's good to do. So I think what I'll do is like that. Yeah. That kind of. And then I have my lighter blue, throat chakra. And then I have my darker blue, my sapphire blue. Actually, this could work. Look, this is going to work out for me. This is going to work out for me. And then my purple, last but not least. What do you think? It's pretty, isn't it? I think the pink one needs to go back into the corner a little bit like that. It's like a rainbow elven forest. Now, you could do a lot of things to this to zhuzh it up. You could wrap ribbons. You could bejewel those red candles. If you wanted to be more in the family of what's right here, which is sort of green and blue, you could use icier colored candles, but I do like red for Yule, and I like a little bit of the contrast. They're pretty, right? So that's everything from home that I brought, which is kind of a basic Yule time setup, and I'm in love with it. Now, you do need to have perfumes. The ones that we are adding, because it's nice just to come in and scent your space. And what I'm going to tell you is bottle brush trees are cool because they hold scent. Winter Priestess perfume, which we have. We don't have a lot of it, but we do have some bottles of it. So Winter Priestess perfume. Also, your oil-based perfumes work for you too. We still have our, this is from last year, the winter season set with all of my favorite Sage Goddess winter perfumes, including Winter Goddess, which I think is sold out in every other form, which is fir balsam with gardenia. It is the sexiest winter perfume we've ever made. I don't know that we've ever topped it, but those are there if you would like that. We have our Month of Magic candle from December too. So if you want to incorporate your Month of Magic tools from December, you can do that. It kind of depends. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have a candle in front. Again, if you don't have puppies who knock into everything and don't know their own size, then you can have things like this. And he's not here right now, so isn't that pretty? And if you notice, what happens with the color of the label that I love is it pulls in the blue, the pink from over here, and it pulls in the different shades of blue from the other side. And no, you're not late. This is a party. You can't be late. It's kind of like showing up and going, I'll just get started with the appetizers. While you guys are having dinner, I'll get started with the appetizers. Whenever you come to the party is great. Now, winter is a time of releasing and letting go, so we do have these really beautiful gold. You know, you do want to add more crystals to your altar. These can go anywhere you want. These are the gold black kyanite blades, so they're gold aura. Remember, black kyanite instantly clears anything it touches, but doesn't need to be cleared. Very much like selenite, and I want you to notice what I'm doing here. I am making a triangle of energy, so I'm going to, do you see? Selenite, or kyanite, selenite. It creates a cone of energy of clearing so that your entire space stays clear. You see what I did there? Which I love that. Now we also have these, did you see these? These little aura agate snowflakes. These are super pretty too. One of the things you can do is stand it up on its own and put that in front of your votive, because at night the light of the candle will shine through, or you can just sit it. So that can go anywhere. If I didn't have a candle here, I probably would put the aura agate slice here. They're pretty, how it catches the light. So we have those two. And then we're gonna make some incense tonight. And then this is the jar of incense that's available at sagegoddess.com. So this, we have a perfume, it's nicely balanced, right? We have a perfume on this side. So what I would do with your gorgeous, this is such a good set of Yule colors, the gold and the red, is to balance the altar, I would put your incense container right there. And then what I love is the red in the jewels of the incense jar pull in the red of the candles. My cat's not the naughty one, it's my dog. And he's not naughty, he's actually really good. He's just 10 months old. And he grew so fast that do you have teenagers? Do you remember when your kids went through growth spurts and they didn't realize how big they were and they were kind of clunky? Paxton's clunky. By the way, I have a conundrum. I don't know if Betsy Merchant is live. There is a puppy, can I show you? Do I have my phone? Hold on, I'm coming back. I really want to show. Oh, let me show you. By the way, if you can foster this family of dogs, you will save me. I want you to see. Look at this puppy. I have to show you. Is this little puppy not Paxton's twin? You guys look. 4 weeks old. I swear to God, if that's not Paxton's twin, look at the face and the spots and everything else. The problem is she needs somebody to adopt that little baby's mom and all 6 or 7 of the puppies, because Mama's still weaning them. Anyway, Friends of Henry Animals. Look at Mama, she's so tired. Look at her working hard for all those pupsters. I swear to God, Paxton needs him so bad. Or her, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Anyway, look away, look away. I'm not gonna look away. I'm gonna get those dogs fostered. I have no vested interest other than making sure that stray animals have really good homes. But Mama's so tired, she's like milking those pups, man. Paxton's huge. Okay. What am I forgetting? Did I forget anything? Let's make incense. It looks like Pax, right? I mean, like his damn double. Ugh. I love dogs. I'm a cat person, but I'm that person at your party who's like, you have a dog? Where's your dog? I'm gonna put your dog in my purse. Bodhi's good. Bodhi's good. He's tiny compared to Paxton. Bodhi's like 45 pounds and Paxton is like... All right, you ready to make some incense with me? Let's do this, darling. So I need to tell you the ingredients. Oh, here we go. So, how many of you have not made incense with me before? Oh. Oh my God, when I cook, I tend to make about this much sauce. I cooked this weekend and the kids had their friends over because I always cook too much food. And I was like, oh, this is going to be exactly the right amount. I had so many leftovers. It was insane. Don't worry, they don't go to waste. I'm like, pasta for you, pasta for you. Okay. Okay, so if you have not blended incense with me before, that's a treat. If you have, it's always fun to do it with you again. The first thing I'd like to do, when you get down to these little, I call them nubbins of white sage, these are still very, very good pieces. And by the way, if you want this incense, I'm only making one batch. It's at sagegoddess.com, right this minute. It's coming in the bejeweled jar. And I'm giving this one away tonight. So what you do is you take your white sage, or an incense stick if you don't have a white sage nubbin, and you put it in your jar. And it clears the energy of the jar. And it actually makes the jar go opaque because of the smoke. And you can watch the smoke rise off the jar. It's very magical. Super Hogwarts. And then clear the inside of the bowl. Not that it needs to be cleared, but you know, it's kind of, think of it not so much as clearing, but a reset. It sort of recodes the tools, brings them back to center, and then allows you to infuse the tools with your own unique vibration and intention. The intention of this incense, by the way, and I'm going to put that out in there like a cigarette, because ash is sacred. You can take a little bit of your ash and rub it on your hands. We never throw anything away. And then these, by the way, these, do you know what to do with these? These go in the ground. This is fertilizer for your plants. You never throw these away. So in the garden it goes, and you stick it down in the ground around your plants. And as it decomposes, it releases minerals into the soil for your plants. I have quite a few of them here that are ready to go to their new earthly home. Kind of fun, right? All parts of the plant are worked with in a sacred way. So the intention for this incense is rest and healing, which we talked about Yule being the season of like sort of bringing the energy in, right? This is not a season when we are expanding outward. We're going to set intentions tomorrow night because it's a new moon. And it's great because we don't have an eclipse. But this is not a time when we send energy out into the world. It's a time when we call energy back in. So we're going to start with cedar. Now I'm going to blend this, but the team is going to pulverize it. You're going to get a whole version of it, not pulverized. Because I like to work with a powdered incense, and we'll add some mako powder to it too, which will make it an incendiary agent. But these are cedar tips. The reason I'm not going to pulverize it with my hands, have you ever done that with cedar and lived to talk about it? Cedar loves you, but it will poke you. It's like nettles. It loves you, but it will poke you. So cedar tips are a grandfather tree. They're very protective, very nurturing. Think of what a grandfather represents, which is comfort and stability, and like everything's going to be okay. That's what cedar represents. So I'm going to add my cedar tips. And there's even some pods, cedar pods in here, which is beautiful. It is still nice to break it up just a little bit with your hands, and again, we don't want anything to go to waste. Cedar is super sacred in almost every tradition. The Greeks revered it, indigenous traditions and populations have revered it, and look how beautiful it is. You know, like sometimes you just have to stop and, like, which camera am I looking at? This one right here. Sometimes you have to just look at how beautifully it grows, right? There's almost a geometry to it that I really think is incredibly beautiful. So that's cedar. Then we're working with poppy. Do you know about the poppy? Poppy makes you sleep. It also brings your imagination to life. The little containers are brass, they're not copper. And this is stainless steel, y'all. Industrial. This bowl is everything. You can get these bowls at restaurant supplies. So we're sending the poppy. I use both my hands when I blend incense. And by the way, if you love making incense, you should join my apothecary program, which is my brand new 2024 program. You can go to sagegoddess.com/apothecary to learn more. But we're going to be doing a lot of work with herbs. But I like to use my right hand to send the energy into the incense, and then the left hand to receive the energy to myself as well. As the artisan. Poppy, poppy, poppy medicine. So just scattering that around. Keep your face out. Only because up your nose doesn't always feel so good. Inhaling's not a bad thing, but I call it the incense cough. If you have really big cedar tips and you're not going to be pulverizing, you can break it up. And again, if you end up with little sticks, save those and put those in your garden. These little pieces here. In my little bowl they go. Okay, chamomile. Where's my chamomile? Chamomile helps you sleep too. Don't you love chamomile? I love having the fresh flowers. I love drinking the tea. Everything about chamomile says rest, relax, rejuvenate, restore, recenter, realign. So we have the powder and the flowers. Again, right hand to send the energy. This is a copper bowl. And then left hand to receive that energy too. And just scatter. Oh, chamomile. It's so good. Like everything. It just reminds me of having tea. My mom would make chamomile tea sometimes, or I make it now as a grown-up with lavender from my garden, and it's just an invitation to rest. All right, Banisteriopsis caapi, darling. Half of ayahuasca, which is the vine of the spirit. It's also called the vine of the dead and the vine of the mother. This is from Peru. Banisteriopsis caapi on its own will not offer a hallucinogenic effect. It has to be combined with chacruna, which is the other 50% of the ayahuasca experience. So we're not taking you to a hypnotic place. What Banisteriopsis caapi represents is the mother. And I tend to think of, like I said, the Holy Mother is so important to me in my practice, but every mother in every tradition matters to me. So, and again, as you go, just get your hands in there. It feels good to connect with the plants. That's what it's all about. If we had 9 hours, I would stay with you for 9 hours. Can you see the smoke rising from the ashes? Okay, now, Buchu. Buchu will get you a little looped. I mean, it's less than like having a glass of wine, so it's not going to take you all the way downtown to Funky Town, James Brown, but it's a little bit of a softness, which I like. In Africa, they call it the dancing herb. It just puts you in a good mood. And it smells good too. It's got like almost an herbal smell. So yeah, Karen is live with me, so she will put the name of all of the herbs in the feed for you. And then also on sagegoddess.com, you can actually purchase this blend tonight. Your code is ELF for 28% off. We don't have a ton of it. It's coming in this really beautiful little jar, and I'm going to give away one jar of it at the end of our time together tonight. Elderberry. Do you guys take the elderberry when you don't feel well? Because we do. I'm going to be teaching my students how to make elderberry syrup this year. Elderberry is very good for moving energy in your body. It clears congestion, but not just physically. It's mentally, emotionally. So these are elderberries. And I want to show this blend to you right now as it stands because it's just so beautiful. Look. Isn't that gorgeous? The elder. I mean, does that scream Yule or what? The berries with the chamomile and the cedar and the buchu and the Banisteriopsis caapi. It's a very unique, very Sage Goddess blend, I have to say. And then, oh, did I have more chamomile? Oh, I did. Well, let's put it in. We don't want any of our chamomile to go to waste. The more the merrier when it comes to chamomile. You can't, none of these you can really overdo. And then the last thing is a resin. This is called Gugal resin. And it comes from India. And it smells, it smells like a combination of frankincense and myrrh. And it helps to make the incense burn more beautifully. But do you see how sugary, kind of like, let me bring this up closer so you can see how sugary and beautiful it is. And so that brings in a little bit of the, I think of this as, a lot of these are feminine. Elder can be a little feminine, chamomile can be a little feminine. The Gugal resin and the cedar is more masculine. Butch is kind of in between. And then we made an oil blend. So let me mix this one more time with my hands. And now it's sparkly because of the resin, so it's super pretty. Yeah, the blend on sagegoddess.com. Karen, do you know what the actual name of it is? The intention is, I think it's our Yuletide incense, but you'll have to go to sagegoddess.com. And again, it's right there. If you go to sagegoddess.com, it's on the front page. But we only have so many of the jars. It's a limited edition incense and a limited edition jar. So if you want that, you can get that at sagegoddess.com. Now the oils. To make a good incense, you need more than herbs, because the oils are what help the incense to bind. I always like to turn the bottle 3 times. It's sort of my tradition. In this blend is Cypriol, which is for emotional healing, Cypriol. There is vintage lavender, which is from my personal collection. It's old lavender, super old stock. Essential oils, a lot of them get better with age. They also get more expensive. I wish you had smell-o-vision. This is one of the most beautiful blends, but almost all of it's going into the incense. So it's going to add, in terms of like the layering effect, you're going to have all of the magic of all of those herbs together with the oils. Then there's petitgrain, which is for rest and sleep, helps to prevent disruption of sleep, encourages REM sleep, which is the deepest state of rest. Hyssop, which is for aura cleansing. Linden blossom, which calms and soothes and regulates the central nervous system. And then gardenia, which is for beauty. The word or the phrase beauty sleep. So I'm sending that energy and receiving that energy. And then I can only tell if it's done. It's kind of like a recipe when I feel it. So, and I'm going to teach you how, okay? And it's adding oils to herbs for incense is just like cooking. You can always add more, but you can't take away. And you don't want it to be wet, because then it's not going to burn really well. But you don't want it to be too dry either, because then it's not going to burn well either. So there's 2 ways to know when your incense is ready, okay? The first is when it stops sending up the powder as you're mixing, you've added enough oil, okay? And then the other way to know is when you, use my knee to prop it up. When you make when you mush it and shush it together, if it stays together, there's enough oil. You should be able to make it into like a little pyramid and have it stay. Talk about the old ways that nobody teaches anymore. So this one could use just a little more. Now, this may look like a lot, but this is, like I said, we will not recreate this incense. This is me making this tonight live with you. When it's gone, it's gone. I know it sounds crazy. A lot of my customers get 2 jars because they don't want to burn the one because they know I'm not making it again. So they get 2. Yeah, it's like making dough. And get your hands under it, because those herbs like to go and hang out on the bottom of the bowl, and then they're not getting the oil. Gotta get in there. Gotta really stick it to your herbs, honey. Such an inappropriate way of looking at the world, but so yeah, a lot of our customers buy 2 jars because then they don't feel guilty burning the first one. I only ever get to keep 1 because there's got to be enough for you. Now, here's the third way you know it's good. And your hands look like that. And when they smell like that, which is amazing. So I'm going to put some in the jar right now. May the one who receives this, I'm giving away one jar of it right now. So if you've enjoyed this tonight and you're like, I want that, and I want the one that she's sticking and shoving in there right this absolute minute. So I'm sending this energy to you with my right hand with the intention that it will bring you relaxation and rest. And look, I'm really packing it for you, so you're not, it's not like when they just put a little bit in there and it settles. I'm really putting it in there for you. So yeah, the listing at sagegoddess.com has all of the herbs and oils. So if you're like, I want to recap. Look, I'll clean it up for you real nice with my shawl. Which I have a hidden agenda. That way my shawl will smell like this forever, ever, ever. Amen. Do you do that? Do you rub your oils into your clothes? Am I the only one who does that? Oh, darling. That's good. I'm going to add one more thing to this. I think I mentioned this winter season set of perfumes, which has Winter Goddess in it, which is my favorite all-time Sage Goddess perfume, and it's the only way to get Winter Goddess. It's on the website. But I'm going to add just a couple drops of Winter Goddess perfume into your blend, because it's my favorite. Let me get the little cap off. Oh, it's so good. Because that way you get some of the fir balsam medicine, which is one of the only ingredients that's missing from here. Oh, and why not? I'll add it to the blend. Oops, it fell in! Okay, and then I'm giving you a chance to say yes, and then I'll choose a winner in just a second. But can I show you? It's so pretty. Oh, that Winter Goddess took it over the edge, man. Here, let me pour the rest of it in. Oops, it fell on my hands, and oops, it fell on my dress. I'll never wash this shawl again. Oh, it's so good, you guys. Oh, that was like the pièce de résistance. I like what I do. And look, it's pretty. Although I think, like I said, I think we're going to pulverize it before we send it to you. Maybe we shouldn't. I do want to add the Mako powder, though, because that means you won't have to use charcoal to burn it, which I love. Okay, let me find a way to look at my feed and not sit this on the floor. Let me see who this is going to. Thank you for coming tonight, by the way, to my party. Did you have fun? This is what we do. Okay, let me see where this is going. Move some shit out of the way. Hi, Kevin. Kevin, actually, I saw you twice tonight. And Kevin is a vet. And you've been around the block with me a couple times, Kev. Can you send good wishes to Paxton on Thursday? I wish it was. I have a couple of friends who are veterinarians, Kevin and Chris. I wish it was you guys doing the honors. But I know you send your love from afar. So Kevin P. I always am scared I'm going to screw up how you pronounce your last name. But Kevin P. is our winner of the incense this evening. So you're getting the exact jar, Kevin. Yay! And congratulations to Kevin. And if you are not Kevin, sagegoddess.com has yours. But only while it lasts. And honestly, that's not a sales push, because I will not be able to replicate it. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Leave it for everybody else. Like, we don't have any more of our Yule candles. There's so many, most of our Yule and winter things from previous years never have ever revived themselves, even for me. And then there's an energy of tonight. We're right in that 12-12 gateway portal vortex situation, new moon in Sagittarius, ahead of Yule, in the Hanukkah window, right ahead of Christmas, and there's so much sacred Christ consciousness energy in the mix. So anyway, congratulations to Kevin. Anybody want 6 or 7 puppies and a Very tired mama dog. Friends of Henry Animals. If you can foster that mama and her babies. Keep me from adopting Paxton's twin. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, if you have enjoyed Crystalpedia, which I hope you have, please leave a review. I love going back and seeing your experience with the book, and it was a labor of love, and so we're so happy to see you receive it. So, thank you for being here tonight. From my heart to yours. I wish you a blessed Yule. I gotta remember to blow out all my candles before I go. I hope you enjoyed watching me unbox my personal tools tonight and make that come to life. And then tomorrow at 8:30 Pacific time, that's 11:30 Eastern time, that's 4:30 UK Europe time, I'll be live for the United Kingdom Commonwealth launch of Crystalpedia, published by Hay House in the UK. We're super thankful to our partners at Hay House. And then I'll be live with you at 5 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, on the tubes. For New Moon and Sag ritual, it's my new moon. Might be yours too. 12/12 Gateway. We'll do all that tomorrow night. And cheers. Yeah, I'm going to go get some rest. It's been a long day. But I'm glad I was here. I'm glad you were here too. Thank you, Karen, for backing me up. And we want to wish you guys a beautiful holiday season. Thank you, as always, for being part of our beloved extended family and for being here tonight. We'll see you soon. It's good music in the